You recorded now or what?
Yeah. Oh, my friends, we are live. Welcome to this week's Intercultural Spark, that show where we talk to people about the spark inside them that drives them to bring joy to others in the world or to make change in their sphere of influence. So today I'm really excited. We're going to talk about Uranus. My guests are the official self-identified mayor of Uranus, Missouri, and his partner in crime, Miss Tiffany. Love this. Had so much fun myself going to Uranus, Missouri on Route 66 a few years ago with my son, and just how exciting to take like just an idea and just build something from nothing. And we're going to find out all about it today in our conversation with our friends that you find in Uranus.
The squeaky chair.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. It's so good to see you. And welcome to Carolyn Berry, who says hello already.
Hi, Carolyn.
Hi, Carolyn.
Yeah. And for everyone, we really appreciate anyone watching live. Please say hello. The only way we know that you're here. Yeah.
Welcome to Uranus.
We need to say welcome to Uranus.
So, well, thank you, and welcome to Uranus. Tiffany told me with the complete dead face, because I was making all these Uranus jokes, and she was like, "What are you talking about? Like, you're the one who's immature. I'm not immature. You are." So,
There's jokes. Yeah. This is very science space based. So, you know, we are the seventh planet from the sun.
Well, so actually speaking,
it's one of those mornings.
I was going to say, and the two of you have such synergy, but I do want to ask, okay, so just a moment, if possible, a little bit serious, but what I love the idea. So Route 66 started being like just a big tourist destination. It's really popular. And what I love is this idea of, I guess that's all we know, is how'd you come up with the idea? Because it's not even really the name of the town. You just said, we're going to call it Uranus. And now it's this big thing. Can you talk about that?
Well, we had a lot of stuff going on, and I was back on the farm. We have farms in my parents' farm, grandparents, and it was winter, and I'm bored, and I'm like, I'm going to do this Uranus thing I talked about many years ago, and I learned how to make fudge, and I got my chocolatier certification, and learned all about that. And the next summer, we had a Fudge Factory, and we just thought it'd be funny, you know, and I had no idea. I mean, we knew it'd get big, but I had no idea it was going to get as big as it does. It did. And
as fast as it
did.
As
fast, right. I mean, it was from day one, the minute we were open, because we had billboards already up. And I just wanted to make something fun. Like I was used to traveling with my grandparents down old Route 66, actually. Mm-hmm. And just wanted that kitschy, fun, you know, and now you can pull in and laugh. And in times like this, people need to laugh. And
oh my God, that is so true. Actually, Stephanie says, so first thing I want to do two things. Stephanie's, thank you. Good morning, Stephanie. We're going to ask Stephanie's question, but just really quickly, I want to show people where Uranus, Missouri is. And I showed it in relation to Chicago. My son and I found Uranus. We found Uranus. When we were actually on our way from Chicago to St. Louis. So talking about having fun with road trips, ours was in Iowa to Oklahoma, and we were coming back up 44, which is how we happened upon Uranus. But that's where it is.
Right in the crack of Missouri.
Right
in the crack of Missouri, for sure, which I know is actually where I grew up. Stephanie says that she likes the mayor's hat. Is there a story around it?
Well, I don't know. I've been through a lot of hats, but this is the one that keeps surviving. I don't know how it does. Well, this is literally the only one that can survive me, it seems like. I have a bunch of crushed hats. And I've had people, you know, send me hats. I picked up hats. Even my glasses are from one of
You
our
still
fans.
have the sticker on. Oh my
Yes, because I only wear them
gosh.
for shows because I keep breaking my glasses.
Well, wait, I'm just curious. How do your hats get crushed?
I set on them, I roll on them, I do parkour in them,
Throws them in the back of his truck.
throw them back in my pickup, and just I'm a very physical actor.
Oh gosh.
Wait, Tiffany, you gotta say why does that make you laugh, Tiffany?
He's so dramatic.
Take it when I tell the truth.
Oh yeah. He's
I'm,
so humble.
yes.
Well, okay, so you said that you loved this idea of kind of Route 66 and traveling, and that from the moment you opened, it's been really popular. Like, how many people come to? You know, I'm so immature now. I'm the one blushing. Keep
No,
your
I
head
was keeping my
down.
mouth shut. I wanted
How
to hear
many
you
people
say it.
enjoy Uranus each year?
I just want to see you, say it. So in 2019, we think there was about 500,000 came based on our
Wow.
transactions. But we just put in a deal, an analytics deal, so we'll know exactly this year how many people came through. But we've been really pretty good compared even to 2019. So
2019 on Google, we would get about 80,000 searches in a quarter, and we get almost 90,000 in a month now.
Wow.
So we're really growing.
Mm-hmm. And do you find that people are coming as a destination, or are they just kind of seeing? I mean, you're very visible from the side of the road.
Most of it is people seeing our billboards while they're traveling.
The billboards are,
but we have
huge.
every year it becomes more and more of a destination,
and people come back.
right? And they're coming here specifically. So, last year we shut a lot of the businesses down. We had the Fudge Factory open through most of the year with a lot of safety precautions. This year we're opening up a lot of new stuff, so we really think destinational wise, it's really going to grow this year. We have a new mini golf.
Oh, really? Yeah, tell me more about what you have. So the day that my son and I were there was the day that it was a few years ago, and actually there was no water. You were in the process of doing something like switching over a restaurant. And so we could stay as long as we could last without having to go to the bathroom, which is kind of funny as the guide for Uranus.
It's very important that people can pee in Uranus. That's why we let change the water out.
Well, so we had fudge. We actually did the 10-minute escape room. And I have to say, and I'm sorry, this is really being bragging. We actually beat the record. It was my son, not me. But yeah, so at the time we were there, I think it was 2017. Basically, we ate fudge. We bought something kitschy in the store. We did the 10-minute escape, and then we took off. What all's there now?
So right now, the only things that are open are the general store Fudge Factory and the Sideshow Museum. Were you here within the Sideshow? I think we opened that in 2018.
2018, yeah.
No, what's in the Sideshow Museum?
So it is a fabulous collection of historical sideshow artifacts throughout the years. And I'd had a collection of my own, and what was billed as the world's largest and oldest traveling sideshow basically closed down, and I was able to get their collection. And then we became famous for doing that. And then we've been buying more and more historical pieces. It's really, really nice. The old sideshow people even say that it's the best collection they've seen.
Wow.
And we have two live two-headed turtles. Pete and repeat.
Now, are those from Missouri? I feel like that's something you could find in Missouri.
No, they're actually both from Florida.
From Florida. Okay.
Yeah. And the red-eared sliders, which is the most common. And they were actually, it's kind of unique because there's a company that raises these for pets, not two-headed turtles. They raise the sliders. And then on a rare occasion, they'll get a two-headed one. And then they'll sell those, but the odds of them living are very, very, very slim. And these are both over 10 years old now. So,
You know, what I find fascinating is that it is fun and games. It is a lot of fun. And I've watched all the videos between you and Tiffany, and the two of you are just constantly, it's like you're constantly cracking each other up. It's like, how many Uranus jokes can you make in a day? But I'm hearing you talk about that you became a chocolatier. So, I mean, there's some deep things behind this. You became a chocolatier. You've got the biggest or most authentic collection of sideshow.
World's largest belt buckle
We've got the world's largest belt buckle, Guinness certified.
that he made.
Yes, 100%. It was all my hard work.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. We got, like I said, the mini golf and a really nice new playground coming. We're going to modify what we were doing with the escape rooms, and they'll probably not open until fall.
Mm-hmm.
And we just got a lot of interactive stuff that we're putting in.
Uranus ice cream.
Yeah, we'll do the Uranus Ice Cream Company is going to open up in April with funnel cakes there. And we've got a restaurant. We don't know yet exactly how we're doing it, but it'll open up in, we know what it is. It's One-Eyed Willie's Chicken Shack.
Okay.
Fried chicken. And it'll open up in June probably.
Okay. And where does the name One-Eyed Willie come from?
So we go ahead.
We have a little stuffed alien. His name's Willie in Uranus. And then he lost his eye. He got brown eye and lost his eye. So he's a one-eyed Willie. And then we love fried chicken. So.
And there's nowhere good to go get fried chicken in our town. There's no KFCs.
Oh, there's no place to get good fried chicken?
No, so we're just going to have it ourselves. We're going to make it ourselves.
He made all the fudge by himself the first 3 months.
First 3 months, I make all the fudge by myself.
And you still make fudge.
Periodically, if I mess up how much needs to be made the next day, I'll be like, darn it, I got to come in tonight and make fudge. I still make fudge.
Basically, we just do what needs to be done to keep the place running.
I want to say it's very poorly managed.
Hey.
You know what's so much fun though? And again, for people who have questions about this, there are so many. What I find a lot of fun about it though is that there's so many things about people like, you know, the very serious, like, how do you run a business? And
we don't know. We hope someone tells us. This would be great. If you find out, let us know.
But you know, what's fun though is just that idea of just doing something though and saying something and it becomes a thing. Speaking of being the mayor of Uranus, talk about that. And does anyone contest it? So you call yourself the mayor of Uranus.
I call myself, I'm duly elected with my 1 vote per year.
If anyone runs against him, they get fired.
Yep.
Oh, gosh.
So the state of Missouri called me Mr. Mayor on TikTok the other day. So.
Oh, did they really?
The official state of Missouri's TikTok called me Mr. Mayor.
Fantastic. So that
it has to be real.
If the state of Missouri's calling you that, then it's absolutely real. Oh, that's fabulous. So you've talked about the full business vision. So the idea is that you'll keep expanding. Can you expand your footprint? Because when we were like, how big is the footprint now where the area?
That's kind of a funny story. I keep getting more land around me. So the new putt-putt will actually be on the new piece I just bought that gives us more interstate footage. So we now have 56.75 acres. We added it up yesterday. We are now, when you were here, was about 275. I had another 4 in the back. Then I bought 38. Then I just bought another. Route 66 bisects all my property now, but I'm still all on one side of the interstate. We're all connected.
And we just put the mega mayor statue up across by the putt-putt.
Yeah, it's an old time muffler mayor statue. You know, those old muffler man statues. It's been converted. It's got a bow tie. It's got glasses. Got my cowboy hat. And
holding a golf ball.
It will have a putter, but I'm just waiting on getting everything else done.
There he is.
He's back. I'm normally asleep like that, so they should have.
Standing up. You know, I don't know if people know that though, but again, and I'm going to do our flash photo because I want to share all of that. So my son and I, when he was younger, we went all through, like in Wilmington, Illinois, there's Hot Dog Man, like there's Hot Dog Man, there's Muffler Man. So all of the old muffler men, there's Superman down in Metropolis, Missouri. So you can see all these old the Michelin muffler tire men. So this is actually an official one.
Yes, this is done right off the old mold. So it's an exact copy. It's not an old one, but it's done on the mold. There's also a Uniroyal gal at the Pink Elephant. What town's that in Illinois? They're on 55.
I know what you're talking about because we drive by it every time we go from
that is a great,
Missouri.
That is a wonderful place to stop. Oh wow, their store, their antique. Oh wow, that's one of my favorite spots.
They have ice cream too, but they have a whole flea market and everything there too as well. You know, why don't we go ahead and do this since we've talked about some of the things in the pictures? We're going to do our photo flash stories section. Woohoo! So what I have is some photos for you. I'm going to add to this. Huh?
We're coming up with a plan on who answers.
Okay. All right. So what is this a picture of?
That's the zoological park where you can put your heads in the butts. And that's you and your son, right?
Oh, oops. Me and my son. Look at me blush. What attracted us when we were driving. So again, we were on our final stretch of this whole Chicago to St. Louis trip. We were coming back up from Oklahoma and we saw the zoological park and I was like, oh, we have to stop. And my son was 16 and he was like, really? I'm like, come on, will you just do it with me? So, but once we posted
pictures in that thing.
Oh, I'm sure. It's so funny that people would actually do that, like mature grown-up adults. Like
put their dogs in there.
So I actually just ordered a new one. That one's got all faded. We're actually have a better one this time of that'll last even longer and be a little bit more vibrant. It's just so popular. People love that's like one of the like probably the number 3 photo op on the whole property. And we're adding more. I've just got so much more coming. Okay, go to the next one. It'll be my turn to answer. I get to answer the next one.
All right. Oh, actually, now you're going to laugh. Here's the next one. I couldn't resist but to throw this one in. What's this one?
What is that? Is that even us? No.
I have no idea what this is.
That is. I just wanted you to know, like, what your target customer does when they're not in Uranus, Missouri. That's my son in 2013.
That's awesome.
We visited Crapo Park in Burlington, Iowa. And that, for my friends in Chicago, that is Shit Fountain, which actually is an additional.
That's our target audience. For sure.
That is your target audience. The artist, believe it or not, I did read, and so someone can correct me if I'm wrong, that the artist is Jerzy Konar, which is a very famous artist who's, I think, from Poland. He's in Chicago. He used to have a piece at O'Hare. So Jerzy Konar, that's on Walcott Street in Chicago. So that was 2013. But yes, this is what your target audience does.
Exactly.
When they're not in Uranus.
No.
All right. Here we go.
Okay.
What is this?
This is our big package in Uranus. It's all 6. You get 1 square each of all 16 flavors. It's very popular, especially around the holiday season. People
that's like all
give it as gifts or they put it out for their holiday parties.
4 pounds, 16 flavors, basically.
Okay. And you can actually order that online and have it shipped to you fresh from Uranus General Store. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Fudge real good.
That makes me hungry all of a sudden.
Right?
It's maple walnut.
I love the Rocky Road.
Yeah.
Now in the store we actually have caramel chocolate and praline pecan, but the caramel doesn't really cooperate when you ship it.
No.
So we actually have 2 more flavors available in the store than those 16.
Okay. So I didn't know if Miss Tiffany was going to be on the show with us, but tell me a story about this picture.
It's my turn to tell the story.
Do you know the story?
I'm gonna
This is when
can
it
I make
went
one up?
viral.
Can I make one up?
Sure.
This is Miss Tiffany begging me to let her be deputy mayor. When that happened.
Wait, I notice her palm is totally brown, so that's like a whole new definition of a brown
You want the
right?
real story?
Right.
We were doing a TikTok, and it was "Tell me you're a fudge packer without telling me you're a fudge packer. I licked the fudge." We got reported for saying fudge packer. TikTok took the video down. So I did another one about TikTok took our video down for saying fudge packer, but that's what we do. We pack fudge. Thanks a lot, Karen. And it went viral, and it's at 2.1 million views now in TikTok, but the other one back up. So that's the real story.
Oh, okay. Just guess it.
Okay. And then we talked about this picture.
I did the last one.
I'm actually getting a statue too, but it's not as tall as his.
Oh, you are?
True, yeah. It's
Yeah.
Tiffany and terrible. She's dressed like a Viking. But it's only 13 foot tall.
His is 22.
Yeah, like right at 22.
At 22. Yeah, those are actually fabulous, though. I know people love them. So if anyone's watching live and you have questions, please feel free to ask us, and also just to say hello. We don't know that you're here unless you say hello. So, it's all fun. You guys clearly have fun with each other. What did you do before you found Uranus? I think, were you just doing business? I guess.
I was bars and nightclubs and restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, like I said, I had this space open. I'm like, I've got to use this space. And I just put that in, and that's become our focus. And I've actually, like, we had a sports bar and grill we're in a military town. It was the most popular sports bar and grill in town.
Probably county.
Well, in the county for sure. I mean, but it didn't really fit into what we're trying to do. So we closed it, and we were trying to reopen the One-Eyed Willie's. We actually have a brewery and a brewery building. We have all the equipment. It's just, man, trying to take all this on at once sometimes a little overwhelming. And then it's really just me, and then sometimes her. Like 90% I do all of it, and then she 10% of it. That's what it is.
How did the two of you connect? Because you clearly have fantastic energy. How did you end up working on this?
Well, I hired her part-time, and then she got fired for working for me.
That's
true.
Wait, tell me more about that. She got fired. Wait, if you hired her, wouldn't you have fired her? Who fired her for working for you?
This other guy that owns a business in town that doesn't like me.
So I used to work for the local newspaper selling ads, and when he started the Uranus Examiner, the newspaper, he hired me part-time to sell ads. Mm-hmm. And I was fired for working for him, basically.
And then, so then I had to keep her on. I'd hire her full-time. I was like, Jesus, now I'm obligated. Yeah. And here I am.
We've only really been, I've been here 2.5 years, and it's been about
a year and a half
that we've been the mayor and Miss Tiffany.
And just doing this nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of started we did TikToks together.
Yeah.
It's just because the same office, where I was at.
And then we realized that people really liked watching us together. Like if we go live on Facebook, we'll have thousands of views because people just want to see us be stupid.
And the reality show, I don't know if we've talked about that, but
no, talk about that.
So we have a big company out of Burbank. They've been here. They've got stuff on TV. They're very excited. They've been here shooting. We can't say a whole lot about it, but part of what they do talk about is our chemistry together, how that plays, and how important it is to what we do. And, originally this was all my voice, right? All of Uranus was, what I was wanting it as a brand. And she's been able to help really pull that off of me a lot because she's developed her voice. Very important to the brand. I mean, people are coming into the store looking for her. They're not Very
I'm the
random.
face of Uranus.
Yeah.
So
My little
Stephanie,
starfish.
Ah,
so Stephanie wondered, with the 100th anniversary of historic Route 66, will you hold any centennial events leading up to 2026? Oh, that's a definite yes. Tell us more about
We're
that.
very
Great
big on
question,
this.
Stephanie.
We're already working on stuff for this. So hopefully we'll even have our own hotel here by that time.
You know, I wondered about that, if you were going to be a tourist destination. So that's something you would, yeah, I can imagine.
If someone will send me a bunch of money. Yeah, I get right in on that. It's crazy how much this stuff costs.
Mhm.
I just ordered commercial handicap rails for the new handicap ramp we put in.
Mhm.
You're like, that was $3,000.
Yeah.
You're like, what? You got packed a lot of fudge for $3,000. I'm just saying. I need y'all to come get your fill of fudge.
Right.
Mhm.
We're thinking about like starting an RV park and maybe putting in some cabins with it. It'd be a little bit less expensive to start. You know, it starts getting Did you see that the CDC extended the moratorium on cruises until November 1st?
Wow.
So there's not going to be any cruises in the United States this year until December 1st. So I think more and more people are, you know, with huge numbers of growth in the RV sales last year. I even got a truck camper.
Oh, that's true. That was huge last year because people don't want to fly either.
Mhm.
Now you're gonna have all these people that can't go, you know, on cruises. What are they
Mhm.
gonna want to do? They're gonna want to travel around the country, and you know, I think it's gonna be a big, you know, big couple of years for that, and then we can
Mhm.
slowly start. We get enough money someday
Mhm.
to build a hotel. Maybe if you'll take a pay cut.
I did during the pandemic.
She did take it.
Now I'm just curious, and you can be like that. You don't need to answer that. So I've watched all your videos. I'm watching the two of you together. And of course, the part that we see in the public is you're constantly laughing and cracking jokes. When was the time you guys each get a turn? When did one of you make the other one like so mad one time?
Go ahead.
Every day. He doesn't yell at me very often, but when it happens, it's scary. I'll say that.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
You do sometimes.
No, I don't. I could give some stories when she's made me mad. Then she just gets all sad.
It's not like I do it on purpose.
So we have a very big Black Rooster in the latest example. And they used a different term for rooster in the newspaper. Big black, other word for rooster in Uranus, and didn't put a picture of it, and then it's mailed out to everybody's homes. And so people just said, Tiffany likes to get a big black rooster, starting with the C word.
No, it was riding a big
black rooster.
Oh my goodness! So,
but
so maybe that went over the edge.
Well, it does without a picture. We usually put a picture with it. When I was proofing it, I know what the BBC is, so I didn't think anything about it. And then it's like, oh no.
Till we started getting a couple complaints.
That's so funny. So you do get complaints well, but it sounds like you're having.
We cross the line, our own people will let us know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, they'll email us, go, nope, you're pushing it too far here.
Too much.
Yep.
But we get complaints just for the
You're just
name
going to have
Uranus.
haters anyway. We don't worry about them. They're just trying to troll us, and I don't let people live rent free in my head very long. I want to put
sounds like a lot of people. It sounds like though you're bringing a lot of fun to a lot of people and a lot of fun to business. And what I like is just the idea of creating something from nothing. Like there was nothing there, and you just make a joke and just keep going with it. And now it's grown from just the name to the mayor to the fudge to now the RV park. And like you said, with 500,000 people coming each year, it's really it's really cool. It's fun what you're bringing to people. So
I love it when I'm like I'm just wearing just an old hoodie. No one knows who I am or whatever. I'm walking through and I hear people say around the parking lot, talking about how much they love it and laughing. And that's really what, you do it for.
Mm-hmm.
If I was doing it for the money, I'd stop growing. I would just take the money I'm making.
Mm-hmm.
But I love listening to people. I like them hear stories, and you have heartwarming stories. You'll have people like, this was on my, my husband's bucket list, and and then he got cancer. Can you, and they buy a sweatshirt and they hang it, or he came here and bought it, and then he died. And I'm just
Put it on his rocking chair,
and that's where it sits now. In honor with his Uranus sweatshirt there.
Yeah.
And it's a guy that you just had the guy that had cancer.
Mm-hmm. He got his ordered online. He was going through chemo. And he just, nothing really satisfied him, and he'd been waiting to try our fudge, and he decided to go ahead and get some. So you get to hear a lot of special stories and just making people laugh.
That's it.
Honestly.
Here to making people laugh, especially with COVID in the last year, the way that you were able to transition stuff. People need to laugh. Like, it's important.
Oh, yeah.
So
people have been, just kind of stuck at home and literally nothing but fear on the TV. And now all of a sudden you get a break and pull into
We
your
get
anus.
that comment a lot of thank you. Like, I really needed this, and it's very heartwarming still when people get excited to see us.
Sure. And what's your TikTok channel? Stephanie says Yurts. And what's your TikTok channel?
Uranus, Missouri.
It is Uranus, Missouri. All right.
Mayor of Uranus. Just saying.
Say that again. Oh, yours is Mayor of Uranus. Oh, so you have your own. Actually, I saw you guys both on Facebook. Both have your Uranus page, the Fudge Store page, but then you each have your own pages as well.
Page.
You knew this.
So, all right, it is that time of the show. Speaking of having a lot of fun, the way that I like to bring joy to people's life is through exercise. And so we are going to do a flash exercise. So I hope that you'll do this with me. I figured in honor of Uranus, we're going to do an exercise for your glutes, which is also known as your butt. So I need you guys to stand up. Can you do it? We're going to stand up. And I'm going to squat down because you'll see in a minute what we're going to do. So this is actually something you can do at your desk. And actually, Tiffany, if he ever tries to tell you you can't come to a meeting because there's not enough chairs, this is the exercise. All right. So move your chair out of the way. Bring your feet. So this is actually just a glute squat. Bring your feet just wider than your hips. And then I want you to bring your tail to knee height. There you go. So from the side, you can see tail comes down. So basically, the more you practice this, you could sit for like a whole hour.
It's hard. Who came up with this? No, I'm going to let her win.
So do you guys just want to have a chat for a while?
He's pretty good.
All right. So that, look at that. You can have Uranus squat contest. Oh my God, you could do that. Like, you could have a spot in the park where people could see who could squat the longest.
You can do it for because people will they'll keep their hand on a card for hours or on a wall and for like $1,000. Let's see if we can do a squat contest for $100.
There you
go. Lord.
I love this idea. Somebody write it down. I already forgot it.
Right.
I promise I will come back to Uranus for the squat contest. So that was our exercise of the day, which is the Uranus. We'll call it the Uranus squat in honor.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it now.
I'm
gonna win this contest.
Say that again.
I will win this contest on the squat contest. I want to win it. I'm very competitive.
I love it. Actually, we can do it as a challenge on TikTok. If you post it as a challenge on TikTok, I'll do a duet with you.
There you go.
We're going in. Okay.
All right. My friends, I really wanted to invite you on. Again, my son and I had so much fun when we first saw Uranus. And but it's depression is higher, anxiety is higher. There's so much stress right now because of COVID and everything going on in the world. And it's just want to talk to someone who had an idea for a business and it's just bringing joy. So I would say, though, this show is about the idea of the spark inside you to spark joy in others or kind of change in the world. What would you both say is the spark that drives everything you bring to the world?
Exceptional mediocrity.
I love it.
I really just like making people happy, making them laugh.
That is true about her. Well, mine was true too.
Yeah.
She is like the most kind-hearted human being in the world. That is no doubt. And she is the perfect keep me grounded human being.
We balance each other.
That's wonderful.
We're able to really create a community with our fans too, because we interact with them and talk. And
she calls them fans. I call them citizens.
Whatever.
I love it. Well, thank you both so much for being here today. Oh, it was our pleasure. It was great to talk to you. Don't go away. I'm going to close this out.
Thanks for picking Uranus.
My pleasure.